All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is a segment we like to call Power Play, and we're joined by Chris Umansky, who is our resident hockey expert. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk a little bit hockey, especially because the Bruins are doing quite well. They're 7-2-1 in the last 10 and have won 5 straight, and I just want to get a little bit more insight on, is that just purely numbers, or are they really looking as good as that record would indicate?
Well, they coming out of the trade deadline and those big moves that they've made, it has been a very nice week to be a Bruins fan. They came off after the break. They faced a couple of good teams with the Washington Capitals and the New York Islanders, and played very well against them. I'm surprised they did as well as they did, especially against the Capitals. Got a couple. Swayman got his first shutout. One of our rookie goalies. And they just put It has been great to be a Bruins fan lately. The second line is looking really good with the addition of Taylor Hall. The first line, Brad Marchand, has been playing like an absolute beast the last few games. The power play is looking really good, looking very productive when we got a man advantage. And it seems like things are finally starting to come together a little bit for this team.
Yeah, it certainly does, and obviously a big part of that, like you alluded to, was the trade from last week. How is that working out for the Bruins?
I am a Taylor Hall fan. I might go and buy myself a jersey. Taylor Hall is a great fit for this. Is a great fit for this team. I talked last week about how the first line, the top line, has been looking really good all season, but sort of like the second, third, and fourth lines have been lackluster. Well, Taylor Hall, Coach Cassidy stuck him on the second line with David Krejci, and Krejci and Hall have been playing very well together. They've been productive. Taylor Hall's already putting up points for the Bruins, and he's indicated that he wants to stay. He's playing like he wants to get that contract extension with the Bruins.
Hey, and from the sounds of it, that would be a pretty good thing, at least 1 week into this new era, if you will. I guess it's funny because I'm not a hockey expert. That's why I have you on. I'm here to kind of be the voice of the fans who are like casually into it. But I did watch a YouTuber who is like a fan of. He was on the Sabres, correct? And she was very sad. She was very sad at the trade, very like almost catatonic.
It's not
like I'm not watching.
Fun time to be a Sabres fan.
No, definitely not. So for me, I was like, all right, so this is good, and obviously that's playing out in real time. All right, I mean, we got to talk about it. We were a little hard on Tuukka Rask at the end of the last episode. We kind of, I wouldn't say made fun, but, weren't too high on his prospects moving forward with the Bruins. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So I guess we got to eat crow a little bit here. How's Tuukka playing since he's been back?
Well, Tuukka Rask came back from, they never actually told us what was wrong with him. It was just like upper body injury and sort of left it at that. But he's come back. His first few games back, he's been that elite goalie that I alluded to last week, one of the top players in the NHL. His head seems like he's in the right place. See, every now and then, that's the thing with Tuukka Rask. I said last week he's kind of a head case, and this kind of proves that a little bit. He comes back from these long breaks, and he plays like he makes it look easy.
Right.
And I mean, he put up a couple of great shutouts. Really took it to that Sabres team last night. Although that isn't saying much. The Sabres are the worst team in the league.
Hey, it's it is what it is. You can only play on your schedule.
He is playing like an NHL goalie.
A particularly good one. All right, so I guess what can we expect for like the direction of the Bruins? Do you think they're gonna continue to climb up the Eastern Conference standings? And after like a week of seeing Tuukka back, one, we got our new additions. How do you feel the team is going to, I guess, look for the rest of the season and heading into the playoffs, which is, of course, a bit away, but, you know.
I think it's trending well so far. If we can keep the momentum and keep this trajectory, there we will end up being probably second or third in the division if we don't get up to that top spot. We do have an advantage in the standings because we have 3 games in hand on the Washington Capitals, who are in first place, and we're only a few points behind the first, second, and third. The Islanders, Capitals, and Penguins. We're only a few points behind them. If they lose and we win, then that is going to put us in a very good position going into the playoffs and hopefully get some good seeding based on that.
Right. You mentioned the Capitals. There was some drama, some controversy surrounding this. You're telling me before the show. Can you elaborate on what the drama between the Capitals and Bruins was and where you fall on this drama?
So earlier in the week, the Bruins played the Capitals. We won. It was a great game. But they have a player. His name is Tom Wilson. He does not have a great reputation throughout the league. He plays kind of dirty. He put on a hit. I don't even remember who the hit was on at this point. The player ended up being fine. But the hit looked very dirty on the ice, and the refs didn't call it. And even though the player got taken off the ice, and had to sit out for a while, and it was a dirty hit. And then the NHL, their player safety commission, whatever you want to call it, decided that they weren't gonna even look at the hit, decide if there was going to be any sort of discipline for Tom Wilson. And there was an issue with Tom Wilson in the last series with the Capitals too. He had some pretty dirty hits. The Capitals haven't been playing clean this season, I don't think.
Yeah.
Tom Wilson sort of leading that charge. I'm not a fan of Tom Wilson. But if he was on my team, I would like him probably.
Right. It's I
do think he should have been disciplined for the hit. But it is what it is. We're not. It didn't affect the outcome of the game. It didn't affect the Bruins going forward. We haven't lost anybody long term because of it. But maybe I think he should have gotten a game suspension. Right. Sit him down for a game, or at least a fine, something. The NHL likes to say that they take player safety seriously, but sometimes with their officiating, they're not getting the calls on the ice, and when you don't get the call on the ice, it's less incentive for the NHL to actually look at the play.
Right, of course. Yeah,
decide what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess the storyline to follow going forward, if the Capitals and Bruins are going to potentially be battling it out for, the 1, 2, 3 seed, whatever, in the Eastern Conference. We'll keep an eye on that. I guess I would say it's the official take, but we don't like Tom Wilson here. Unless he's on the Bruins, then we would like him, as Chris said.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, we have Brad Marchand, and Brad Marchand he's not a popular player among other fan bases either, but I tell them all the time, if Brad Marchand was on your team, he'd be your favorite.
Right. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, with hockey, it's such a physical and tough game. You always root for those players when they are on your team. So, Chris, is there anything else you want to add before we get on out of here on this segment?
I think that's done for now. It was a pretty slow news week for the Bruins. Just they're winning. Tuukka Rask is looking good. Taylor Hall is a great fit, and I just hope that continues. I'd like to see that go forward.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, Chris, where can they find you online if they want to give you a follow?
Find me. I'm on Twitter, Chris_Uminski. I tweet Bruins news, some other politics, all things like that. I'm pretty active on Twitter. If you're into memes, I'm on Facebook. Chris Uminski. Awesome. All right.
So you can find Chris there. You can find me at the fake BMR, SBMARR. It's down there. You can follow the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, on Instagram, Wicked Get Everything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Get Everything, where you can also hear Chris's voice when Ben streams Among Us. Chris is part of that crew that hangs out there, and it's a fun game. last week was pretty rough for Jack. I admit he got targeted pretty hard, so I don't know if he'll be back. But Chris, you'll probably be there, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Always.
every Thursday on Twitch on the main channel, youtube.com/wikidgoodEverything. And yeah, I think that's about it. Till the next Power Play. We'll see you next time. Hey, thank you so much for checking out that clip. If you liked it, hey, maybe subscribe for more. We got videos coming out all the time on this channel and a full-length podcast. You can find us on podcast services, or just wait until all the clips are released and then I release a video of them all together in one long episode. I think you'll like it.